There's been a lot of racism against Latinos during this presidential election campaign, most of it from Donald Trump. And then last week, the focus of the hate abruptly turned to Asians. And it didn't come only from Trump, but from Jeb Bush, the most pro-immigrant candidate in the crowded Republican field. At an event last Monday, Mr. Bush was asked about the offensive term, anchor babies.
Do you worry that using the term anchor babies could affect your ability to win the Hispanic vote?
Look, as I said in Spanish, my background, my life, the fact that I'm immersed in the immigrant experience, this is ludicrous for the Clinton campaign and others to suggest that somehow I'm using a derogatory term. What I was talking about was the specific case of fraud being committed where there's organized efforts, and frankly, it's more related to Asian people coming into our country, having children, in that organized efforts, taking advantage of a noble concept with his birthright citizenship.
Mr. Trump then lashed out on Twitter. And later in the week, Bush was asked to explain why he accused Asians of having so-called anchor babies.
I was wondering if you regret your use of the term anchor babies and your scapegoating of the Asian immigrant community yesterday and your explanation for the use of that term.
So, look, my record is pretty clear. I'm married to a Mexican-American United States citizen. I'm immersed in the culture. I'm bilingual. I feel like I'm bicultural. I'm proud of the diversity of my own family. And my record, not just yesterday, but over my lifetime, is one that people can look at. I was talking about a very narrow-casted system of fraud where people are bringing pregnant women in to have babies to get birthright citizenship. I support birthright citizenship, by the way. I support it. I think that is a noble thing that we should do. But we've got to control the immigration system in this country. We have to control our borders. We have to deal with the fraud. We have to deal with the visa overstayers. 40% of people that come to this country come with a legal visa and they just stay. They immerse themselves into the community. If we're serious about being a country of immigrants, then we need to enforce the laws so that legal immigration is respected and illegal immigration is not easier than legal immigration. So I appreciate the comment, but I'm 62 years old. When I was 17 years old, I fell in love with Columba Garnica de Bush, and it's going to be really hard for me to get lectured to by anybody about the politics of immigration.
Joining me now to discuss what is behind the Asian bashing in the election is Vincent Pan. He's Executive Director of Asian Americans for Civil Rights and Equality and Chinese for Affirmative Action. Welcome to Uprising, Vincent.
Good morning.
Now, can you explain where the term anchor babies, quote unquote, came from and why it's so offensive?
Well, it's actually been around for a while, and I think more recently it started to emerge really as a way of suggesting that Latino immigrants were coming to the United States to have children who then would gain American citizenship, and that would essentially anchor them and anchor their family to be able to stay in this country. I think that what Bush is referring to here is oftentimes a practice that's described as birth tourism. And so I think the two different issues often get conflated, but they're really part and parcel of the same type of fear-mongering, essentially suggesting that people who come to the United States from non-white countries are somehow doing so to take advantage of the American system, that somehow are more dishonest or not to be trusted in ways that other ways of immigration from European countries have not been subjected to.